What we're going to cover today is file prep. Now, you'll get files in a lot of different formats when you're working with different pencilers and inkers. So, but the main format you'll get them in is a bitmap, okay? A TIFF bitmap file or a JPEG bitmap. And I'm going to show you how to convert that bitmap file into a file that then you can go ahead and trap. Or, I'm sorry, flat. So, let's open up a file. Now, if we look, this is a TIFF. It is a bitmap, and what that means is there is just black and white here. There is no gray anywhere. Black and white. No grays. Okay? Boom. That's it. Now, to start to flat this and start to color it, we can't have a bitmap, right? We need color. So what do? We come over to Image, Mode, Grayscale. This will be the default. It's 1. Leave it like that. And now we turn this into a grayscale. You can't jump right to color. You've got to go from bitmap to grayscale. Then we come over here and we go to RGB. And there's RGB. Now, some people color in CMYK, some people color in RGB. We'll get into that a little bit later. For right now, I'm just going to leave it at RGB. Now, that's what happens if you get a bitmap. Okay? And like I said, most of the time, especially if you're doing flatting professionally, you will get it as a bitmap. That gets rid of all the grays. It gets rid of any kind of maybe smudges or light lines from the artist. Gets it off. It's black and white. Okay? You'll get it like that most of the time. I'm going to close this. But now, let's say you get something that's a TIFF. And it's not a bitmap. So I'm going to go to page 2 here. And that one is a TIFF, but it's grayscale. Now, it's grayscale, but the artist here, Dafu is his name, I think he had it already converted, but sometimes there'll be like gray lines in here, or maybe lines that are, pencil lines that the inker might have just didn't use, or just could be floating in there and it didn't erase. So what we want to do is we want to convert this to a bitmap first. Okay, so it's a grayscale. So now we kind of got to go backwards a little bit. So we go to Mode, Bitmap. The file is 300 dpi, and if you're not sure, you can check that. You can go to Image, Resize. Okay, yes, this is 300 dpi. Mode, Bitmap, 300 dpi, and you want to make sure you have 50% threshold chosen. Now, this looks virtually the same, but like I said, if you had someone who gave it to you in a grayscale, and it was truly grayscale, and maybe there were some pencil lines in here that were grayish, they would now be gone. Okay? Now, again, to color, so we're kind of going to do it again, you need to go backwards, or forwards, technically, I guess, and you need to change it back to a grayscale. 1, leave that, and then go to RGB. And now you have a clean RGB file. RGB, you know it is only black and white. Okay. And you can tell it's RGB because it's got in channels 3 channels, a red, a green, and a blue. Now that you've got this file ready, you can actually go ahead and flat it or send it to your flatter. So in the next video we'll be looking at how to flat a page.